Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We are going to start this episode with three Barca players who need to be asked for the Villareal game. Of course, we are going to be looking at that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about manager Xavi Hernandez, as it has been reported that Barcelona are fully convinced that Xavi is the ideal candidate to lead Barcelona despite his recent setbacks. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, before we get right into the story in full, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch the video right up to the very end. Barcelona's 3-1 defeat at the hands of Real Madrid is set to cause massive repercussions within the Camp Nou. For the long term, the board is already looking to reinforce their ranks in the upcoming January transfer window. But in the short term, we may witness Xavi making some crucial changes when Barca take on Villareal on Thursday. Yeah, we are going to be looking at three players that possibly are not in contention to play in the starting 11. First and foremost, Sergio Busquets. Busquets has become a scapegoat at Barcelona in light of his poor performances in recent matches. The midfielder was one of the worst performers in midweek's contest against Inter Milan. It was the same case against Real Madrid too, with the veteran notably getting outplayed by his counterparts, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. With Busquets struggling to exert himself in the middle of the park, it will not come as a surprise to see Xavi making a change in the defensive midfield position. Frenkie de Jong is a favorite to replace him in the number 6 slot. The Dutchman offers the technical ability, which is coupled with his tendency to make darting runs into attacking areas. However, another option is Frankie's here. The Ivorian is here to hit the ground running since joining Barca, but his athleticism and stamina could be useful commodities in the second lines of press. It would balance well with the technical prowess of players such as Xavi and Pedri. Then the second player, Sergio Roberto. Sergio Roberto is another player likely to be axed from the starting 11 against Villareal. The Barcelona ace was deployed at right back against Real Madrid, but he had major difficulties keeping up with the pace of Vinicius Jr. In light of Roberto's subpar performance, Xavi might be compelled to remove him from the starting 11. Alejandro Balde appears to be the favorite to occupy his spot on the right-hand side. However, the return of Jules Koundé is also an option, though that is unlikely to be the case due to the depleted numbers of centre-back. Unfortunately for Xavi, he does not have many options, especially with Hector Bellerin and Ronald Araujo still on the sidelines. Then the next, Usman Dembele. One more player in contention to be benched against Villareal is Usman Dembele. Of course, following an excellent start of the year, the French winger has struggled to find his foothold this season and has only registered 2 goals in 9 matches. Dembele's recent performances have appeared monotonous, with the winger not adding much in terms of creativity. It could lead to Xavi making a change in the final third against Villareal, especially given how the likes of Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres performed after coming on as substitute in El Clasico. One would expect Fati to replace Dembele on the left flank, which would allow Rafinha to ply his trade on his usual right side. Their collective creativity and dynamism could offer a new edge in the Barca attack in their quest to break down the Villareal backline. So on Thursday, we play a crucial game against Villareal. Won't be an easy game as well. Villareal are also in hot form, so Barca have very tough games ahead. Of course, we're just discussing the possible changes Xavi could make in that lineup. Of course, the ones we've just discussed, if Xavi do these changes that we've just talked about, it wouldn't be surprising, because Sergio Busquets, for once, all we know about Busquets is he has not been great at all this season overall, and especially in the 2 last matches, Busquets have been a scapegoat in the poor performances Barca have played. And it wouldn't be surprising if Xavi can reason things out and put Busquets on the bench. And also talking about Dembele has not been great as well, to be honest, especially in the recent games. Dembele lacks creativity, he lacks ideas, especially going towards the final third which I definitely think he needs to improve. If Xavi can open his eyes very well, I think you'll see the fact that Dembele needs to be sharp and creative heading into the final third of games. So I think if he can start the first half on the bench, it would not be a bad idea at all. Then we have Sergio Roberto. I think Roberto has not been good. Roberto for a long time has been playing subpar. Even though his contract was renewed, which was not a popular idea by many Barca fans. Xavi was the one who insisted that Roberto stays for another year at the Camp Nou. But looking at the fact that he plays right back, we don't even see that kind of quality like what Koundé can bring in that right back slot, despite the fact that Koundé is even a natural centre back. So it's just something very funny, honestly. And I think Roberto's performances lately have not been the best. And I think Xavi can still keep him on the bench against Villareal on Thursday. So let's wait and see actually if Xavi will do those changes as we have just assumed. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona endured a difficult week last time out as they failed to deliver in two crucial matches in the UEFA Champions League and La Liga. First off, Barca were held to a 3-3 draw against Inter Milan, which has all but confirmed their elimination from Champions League. That was followed by a 3-1 defeat to arch rivals, of course, Real Madrid in Clasico, which saw them lose the top spot to their arch rivals. Following the disappointing result, there has been pressure mounting on manager Xavi Hernandez, with some sections questioning whether the 42-year-old club legend, has what it takes to lead the team back at the top. There have been some reports of Barca already looking at possible replacements for the former midfielder. However, a fresh report from Mundo Deportivo indicates that the Barcelona board at this point have no doubt about Xavi as an suitability for the job. From President Joan Laporta to the board and the sports management department, everyone believes that Xavi is the ideal candidate to lead Barca, lead the project at Spotify Camp Nou. They are as sure of it as they were when handing over the reins to him after Ronald Koeman's sacking last year. The report adds that Barca made Xavi's appointment was made keeping in mind that it will be a medium-term project. Furthermore, the squad was built in the summer with the 42-year-old's inputs and plans, and the club are aware that he will need time to get things on track, and getting rid of him makes little sense. Furthermore, the board is also aware that Xavi has not been able to count on a fully fit squad over the past few weeks, which has had an obvious impact on the results. Within the club, they are confident that things will improve once the injured players return to the action. Barcelona Vice President Rafa Yusto affirmed the fate of manager Xavi at the Ballon d'Or gala last night by saying, "There is no optimism in the squad, the dressing room is fine, of course, there is total confidence in Xavi. It is now up to the Barca legend to inspire his team and spark a turnaround starting on Thursday night when they face a tricky opponent, Villareal." So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.